Hello. Hello. Can you all see and hear me? First of all, is what I would like to know. How are you all doing? It's snowy here as well. I would share out the window, but that would involve showing you all my messy kitchen as well. But yeah, we had like 3 or 4 inches last night, I reckon. I even made a little mini snowman. I got that excited. Happy Friday. Thanks for coming to join me for another little Q&A. This is my 3rd time doing this. I've done one for each single and I've enjoyed it the other 2 times. So I thought I'd do another one for Hurricane, which came out today. I don't know how many of you have listened to it yet. But yeah, came out today and I'm really proud of it and really excited about this single. So I guess I'm here to talk about that, if you'd like to talk about it, if you have any questions about that single, or equally if you have any questions about the album in general, let me know. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm sorry you've got flu, Neil. That's rubbish. I wasn't very well just before Christmas. I feel like there's just so much going around at the moment. Be alright. 48% Lemsip feels about the right ratio. I hope you feel better soon. Put it this way, hopefully you're getting it out of the way for the rest of the year. That's how I like to view Christmas illness. Thanks, Tony. Glad you like the production. That is the fabulous Rob Ellis who produced the whole album. The production on this one was quite unexpected, I would say. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad you're all enjoying it. Cheers. It's a solid bop. I like to think it's a solid bop. When you're writing the album, were the machines more external forces or internal ones? I think that's why I called it that in the end, because I think the album is about a mixture of all those things. I think there's themes of the body and myself and my own battles with myself as I think that sort of system. But it's also about external pressures and things as well, and the kind of the systems that we find ourselves in. So that's where the title came from. It has got a slight 80s vibe. But you'll see when the music video premieres shortly, there was quite a David Lynch sort of Twin Peaks style influence going on there. But yeah, I think it does have a slight 80s vibe. It's got some synth and stuff in there. There's quite a lot of synth throughout the album. We had an amazing musician called Ben Christophers, who is just the master of all things synthy. He came on and did all sorts of interesting synths across the album. I didn't know there were so many different types and so many different sounds you could make on a synth, but yeah, so that's on there. What have been my main influences for this one? For Hurricane, for this new single, I would say Dusty Springfield was a big one. I was listening to Spooky, and I thought, basically what happened was, I had the album, or at least I had about 13 tracks, and Rob Ellis, the producer, listened to all of them and said, I think what we need is a 4/4 groovy number. Have you ever written a groovy number in 4/4? And I thought, no, I haven't, but I like a challenge. So I went away and wrote Hurricane. And I haven't ever done that sort of rhythm before, but it's actually really good fun. I've wanted to write something like that for a while. I listen to a lot of that sort of music, so I don't know why I hadn't written something like that myself. But yeah, I'd say Dusty Springfield for the song was a big influence, and then sound-wise, all sorts of things really. A bit of kind of psychedelia and all sorts of stuff. Sorry, I'm just talking and ignoring your questions. Typical. I'm glad Frightening Machines has meant so much to you. That is very touching. I'd love to write a Bond movie theme. I think the chords to the chorus for Hurricane are quite James Bond. Whoops. But I love that transition, that chord transition, so that happened quite naturally. The tour will not be 100% acoustic, no. It'll be at least, I'm hoping it was going to be a trio. if it's not, yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be a trio tour. That's the plan. But yeah, I would love to tour with a huge band, all singing and dancing and drums and all that sort of stuff. But at the moment, it is a little bit tricky, financially and logistically. But that's something I'm building on at the moment. It's something that I'd quite like to at least start to introduce into festival slots, either this summer or next summer. But yeah, that's something I'm building on at the moment. But my last headline tour was a trio, so that's what I want this tour to be, at least. 2 albums in your career and a third in the can. Are there any songs in your repertoire that you never expected to drop? That you never expect to drop from your live sets? It's tricky, isn't it? I didn't realise how hard it is to write set lists once you've got like 2 or 3 albums out, because I kind of want to play quite a lot of them, but I've only ever got an hour and a quarter to do that, so I'd have to be a bit picky and choosy. I think I go off whatever the audience seem to respond best to. So next time, if we're performing and I play a song that you really like, make sure you clap really loudly, because then I probably won't drop it. I'll feel spurred on to keep that in my set. Oh, happy birthday, Sharon. This song was, I knew it was your birthday, and that's why I released it today. Happy birthday. 4/4 time signature, so 4 beats. A lot of my songs are in 3, which is a slightly more folky sort of rhythm. I've forgotten who described it as that once. It's a film or something. Anyway. But 4 is more like, most rock songs are written in 4/4, more of a straight 4-beat groove. So that's what that means. You have not missed the video yet, Michelle. No, it is in 20 minutes, 4:30. It will be premiering, and we can all watch it together. It's a really fun video. I'm really pleased with this one. Do you also play electric guitar? I do play some electric guitar, but I haven't got one of my own at the moment. That is an investment I am planning on making. For this album, I borrowed a few different guitars. I brought 2 with me, acoustic guitars, and then ended up using like 3 other ones that were in the studio, which is one of the joys of being in a studio. But yeah, if anyone has any good electric guitar ins, let me know. I'd quite like a little hollow body. But I do play some electric guitar on this album, so it'd be nice to get one for the tour, maybe. No, so Harry won't be on this tour with me because he is doing other things, which is very exciting. He's a man in demand. But I'm hoping to get someone else in who is wonderful as well. Excellent. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about this. Record stores. So if you're on my mailing list, you'll already know about this. Or if you've seen the record stores themselves announce it. But to celebrate the album, I'm going to be doing some really intimate performances in record stores at the end of this month and start of February, and then in March as well. They'll be really small. I've done it before and I loved it. Really small little rooms promoting the album. So I'll be playing just me. Some of it I think will be unplugged as well, so it'll be a nice opportunity to play songs and do a little meet and greet afterwards. I'll put a link in the chat for it because they went on sale today, but I'll be putting it on my social media tomorrow, so you're in the loop a bit earlier than everyone else. There we go. I think the gigs, I can't remember, I think the record stores are different lengths. I think a couple are an hour, some are half an hour, but then I'll always be hanging around afterwards to sign things and have a chat as well. Oh, Katie Spencer's an amazing guitarist. Yeah, that's true. I should talk to her about electric guitars. How did you get to tour with Suzanne Vega in the first place? That was a matter of my people talking to her people. We're on the same label as well. And my manager knows her manager, and he was looking for supports, and my manager put me forward for it, and they liked it. So that's how that came about. Yeah, that was an amazing run of shows, and a nice way to kind of introduce the album, I suppose, and promote that to other people. Is it ever difficult for you writing a new song? All the time. I'd love to say that I'm this kind of machine that just kind of fires songs out, but I am, I definitely find it tricky. Some songs harder than others. Sometimes it takes ages, and then suddenly it writes itself within 5 minutes. Other times it takes longer. I feel like every song's a bit different. This song actually didn't take that long to write. I came up with the chords and the rhythm, and then I went on a walk. I'd like to do this thing where I go on a walk from my house, listening to the demo of the guitar that I've just recorded in the kitchen. I take it for a walk along the canal, and I walk to my favourite little local cafe, where I sit and try and write the lyrics. And that's how this one came about. So I wrote the lyrics in my local cafe with a coffee. So this song didn't take too long in terms of finishing it, but the seeds are often sown quite a lot earlier than that. Max and beans. Yes, I'm looking forward to all of these. The canal. I know. The canal is an ongoing theme in my life, I would say. But yeah, I think this song is quite different. Hurricane is different to my other songs, so I was a little bit nervous about what people would think of it, to be totally honest. It felt a little bit like a step into the unknown. It is a little bit jazzy. But I think the one thing I felt with this album that I tried to do for all of it was just to not worry about what people think, no offence. And not worry too much about, basically just to treat each song how it needs to be treated without thinking too much. And this song clearly needed that sound. So when Rob suggested we did all these like interesting little percussion and guiro and really lean into the bossa nova thing, I was really pleased. I think it's nice to do something different. And it's nice to have a happy song out there. I think it's happy. It's groovy. Haven't really had a groovy song out before. Yeah, bring random things. That's fine. Oh, yeah. There might be some plans to go to Europe, yes. Keep a little eye out for that. I can't wait for those shows with James Yorkston. That'd be lovely. I love collaborative gigs. In the same way as recording these songs in this album in the studio, kind of living with these musicians for 3 weeks, I think it's the most inspiring thing to be surrounded by other people, because no musician thinks exactly the same or hears quite the same things or has the same ideas, and I think there's nothing more inspiring than being around other people who write and play. And also it's just nice. Touring can be quite lonely, and I think it would be lovely to tour with, it's 5 days, 5 nights back to back, those shows with, Andy Irvine, he's such a legend. So yeah, love collaborative gigs. Right, where are we? My biggest pinch me moment, I don't know actually, maybe Jules Holland, or when I did the BBC Proms at the Royal Albert Hall with a big orchestra. That was pretty nuts. That was quite a pinch me moment. Actually no, I think the biggest one really was headlining Union Chapel last year, or the year before now, in 2024, because that's been my dream venue for ever since I started playing live. I think it's such an iconic venue, particularly for folk music in the UK. And so getting to play there live was, I cried the minute I came off stage, because it just felt, like a bit of a milestone moment. So I think so I'm really excited to be there again in April. That'd be nice. It's such a special venue. I will be announcing some more festivals. Not playing Latitude. I'd love to play Latitude, but I haven't been booked for there, sadly. Do tell them you want to see me. That's the best thing. Spread the word to them. Create some demand. See you in Kingston at Banquet. Looking forward to that. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Hurricane. What was your inspiration for this? As combined they go places which offer something very different. Yeah, I was saying earlier, I think Dusty Springfield was an inspiration for this. I wanted something that felt seductive and a bit, so kind of a bit major minor, a bit jazzy, a bit groovy. And you'll see this when you see the music video at 4:30. I kind of wanted the whole thing to feel like a smoky bar, kind of little jazz band in the corner, have that sort of seductive element. And I think those chords lent into that. And then, like I said, the producer wanted to challenge me to write something groovy. And then we just really leaned into it in the studio and brought in the brass and all the percussion. And I love the little kind of synthy piano that moves up and down as well. I think the whole thing's just really groovy. But it does definitely go somewhere different. It's been really fun. This whole album, I think each song is so different. And it was just so nice to let each song kind of speak for itself and not feel too limited. Oh, I'm sorry to miss you at Celtic Connections too, Paul. Never mind. Our paths will cross at some point. Yeah, I'll be back at Rough Trade in London for the next record store date, which I'm really looking forward to. Looking forward to the vid. Yeah, it is a sort of alone in the crowd. Again, I don't want to give away too much, but the concept of it was kind of having been stood up on a date by this hurricane of a person who, keeps seducing me, but it's the sort of person that you keep going back to even though you know that they're not good for you. And so it's me being like stood up in this pub. And it's a weird pub. It was very much, the video is quite inspired by David Lynch and the Red Room in Twin Peaks. We wanted to create something that was a little bit weird and seductive in its own way, and I kind of get seduced by the night and become part of the strange little bar. But yeah, I suppose it is a sort of eye in the storm vibe when you're kind of lost in someone a little bit. I don't think the BBC Proms performance is available. It used to be. It was just on radio and it was on BBC Sounds, but I think it's been removed now, sadly. Maybe they'll redo that at some point. If you were to be in a folk supergroup, who would you collaborate with? God, that's a big question. I don't know. Robert Plant, does he count? He does some folky stuff. Scott Matthews, Joni Mitchell. I want all the big ones. I'll have to think on that one. There's a lot of people that I'd like to collaborate with. Good question. Austin Powers vibes. No need to be sorry. I like that. That's fun. Groovy. Yeah, maybe the song does have a bit of Austin Powers vibes actually. But it's a bit that sort of era, isn't it? Broad Says Folk Week was lovely. Lovely audience. I can imagine how you might feel you get overlooked. It's such a shame. I feel like whenever I release tour dates, I always feel bad because I know some people feel like I'm not coming to their city. And honestly, I'd tour everywhere if I could. I love touring, but yeah, it's a shame. I'd like to visit everyone everywhere, but unfortunately, promoters don't work like that, and gigs don't work like that, and neither does my wallet. Sorry, but yeah. Broadstairs was lovely, really nice part of the world. Kendal, I can't remember where I'm playing on this tour, which is near Kendal. I won't be up there again on this tour. There's Buxton. I can't remember where your nearest one would be, but yeah, I'm sorry I'm not in Kendal again. But that was lovely. I think I was there last spring, was that? Or was it I think I'm getting that wrong. Any more library gigs? I'd love to. I loved playing in the library. That was really nice. I mean, a lot of my music's inspired by books, so I'd like to. Sadly, none of my spring dates are in libraries, but they are in lovely venues. I am playing in Ireland this year. I'm playing in Dublin in a couple of weeks at Tradfest as part of Transatlantic Women at the National Stadium in Dublin, which will be lovely. It's a bit of like a kind of in the round gig with me and some other amazing female artists all going to be playing some songs, including Peggy Seeger is going to be there. who's very cool. So yeah, I will be in Dublin, and maybe keep an eye out for some more shows announced in the near future. I think I'm allowed to say that. Keep going to Buxton, make sure you go to the right venue. Oh, okay, good tip there for Buxton. Is there a band that you'd love to do a KP cover? That I would like to cover them, or they'd like to cover me? Because I would love to have one of my songs turned into a big rock song. I think that's what I'd really like. Any any big rock songs would be fantastic. I'd be well up for that. I haven't got a gig in Norway, sadly, but again, I might be announcing some European dates in the not so distant future, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I don't know Kate Wolf. I will check her out. Didn't do a take on Tainted Love. Oh, I'd love to hear that. That sounds good. How many? Gosh, there's 60 of you. Oh my god, petition for Father John Misty. Yes! I'd love that so much. I've got such a crush on Father John Misty. Hope that's okay to say. I think we all do, don't we? Yeah. Oh god, I can picture him swaggering around to Hurricane as well. Yes, please. I think that is a good song for him to cover. Yes, you did see some in-stores. I've popped the link in. They're on my website. Oh, you're all... Hello, Martin. No need to apologise for being late. What have we covered so far? We've covered record store in-stores that are on my website now in January and February. We have covered the new single. The video to which is premiering in 9 minutes. Hope we're all excited. Collab with Guy Garvey would be great. Yes, he's a lovely, lovely man. Who knows? Maybe I'll do something with him at some point. Yeah. I did support Elbow last year, which was amazing. But yeah, Guy Garvey is just such a good person. Who doesn't have a crush on Father John Misty? I agree. To have that power, amazing. Well, yeah, I'd love to come to Norway. If you know of any folk clubs that would have me, do spread the word. Tell them about me. Has anyone else got any more questions about the new single, or about the in-stores, or about the album, or anything else studio related or me related? Me. Let me know. What have we got? 8 minutes until the video. Very excited. I would love it if Jimmy World could thrash out a version of Frightened Machines. Why not? That one does feel like that could be quite anathemic rock, I think. Oh yeah, I can't wait for the tour. I have got some amazing supports. I think that the joy about touring now for me is getting to have these wonderful people joining me, because it just means I get to watch people I love playing every night. So it's like I get a gig and then I play a gig. I feel very jammy about that. But yeah, tickets have gone really well. I believe a couple more dates have since sold out. So if you haven't got tickets to my spring tour yet, don't hang about, basically. And everyone says that, but tickets really are selling quite quickly. So if you'd like them. And likewise with the in-stores in February and March, they're very, very intimate, limited venues. One has already sold out and they only got announced this morning. So go to my website and check out those. I'm going to be putting them on my social media tomorrow. So you've only got tonight before the vultures descend. It's a horrible way to describe my fans. None of you are vultures. The album, that's a hard question. How long did the album take to write? Probably about a year, I suppose, although some ideas have been floating around a bit longer. Hurricane was the very last song to be written. I wrote that one just before we went into the studio, and it was kind of still not quite polished when I went in. That was a last minute addition, which turned out being a favourite, which I think is often the way. But the album itself took 3 weeks to record, a little bit of post-production and mixing, so all in all maybe about a month and a half to do, which, yeah, seems all right to me. Am I hoping for a whole new audience? Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's always nice to try and reach new people. I think my music has progressed from being quite folky to being, other things. And I've always said, I love folk music, but I listen to a lot of other music as well. Really, I think my favourite genre is more rock and alternative. So it'd be nice to reach more of those fans and it kind of, engage with that sort of music a little bit more. So yeah, I hope so. I think the goal is just to keep building an audience, but not lose the audience I have, because I'm really grateful for all the support I've had as well. So I don't ever want to alienate people, but I think it's healthy when artists' sounds continue to grow and change. So I'm hoping that mine will keep doing that too. I'm not forcing anything, but I'm not stopping it from changing either. I do have some ideas for my fourth. Oh gosh, there's so many questions. Hang on, I need to stop talking so much and answer some. Already pre-ordered the new album from your site. Can you also get the in-store without? Yes or no. For the in-store gigs, you need to pre-order the CD or vinyl from the shop, and that's your ticket. So basically, it's a way of supporting those stores. So I think the CD is I can't remember how much. I think each store is running their own prices, but the one I looked at this morning is like £13 for a CD, but that's basically your ticket for the gig. So if you look at the links on my website, each store will have its own details on there. But you'll need to pre-order the album from the store that you want to go to, which is just in place of buying a ticket for a gig, basically. It's just a CD. So if you have already pre-ordered, thank you very much. Obviously, that's wonderful. But yeah, unfortunately, you'll need to buy another CD or LP for the in-stores. But then you've got a gift for a friend. You could just be really prepared for Christmas 2026. I'd like, what's this? Did anything in particular prompt the change in direction for Hurricane? Not in particular. Like I said, I think my producer saying that I should write something groovy. He laid down the gauntlet. He said, write something with 4 beats to a bar that's groovy. And I did. So I suppose that was the kick up the bum I needed to do it. But really, nothing specific. I think it was just nice to write something. I think maybe I did need that, to be in that room with those musicians and that producer to kind of go, hey, let's really, really push this sound, because I might not have done otherwise. I remember when he first played the demo and there was a drum machine on it, I was like, ooh. And when they first started putting all the synths, I thought, oh, is this a bit much? And then I realised it wasn't, and I fell in love with it. So I think sometimes you just need the people around you to say, this is a good idea. Let's follow this idea. Where are we at? I've only got 2 more minutes, and then the music video. I believe once this ends, you'll be automatically redirected to the music video premiere. But if you're not, it'll be premiering on my channel, so go find that. Looking forward to Resident. Wonderful. Oh, it's great to hear some of you coming to the in-stores. That's great. And for the tour. I can't wait, honestly. It's good to evolve. We're all people, human beings. We all change and evolve over time, so I think it's natural for music too as well. That is not Jackson Browne on the turntable. That is George Thorogood and the Destroyers. We're currently helping clear out my grandpa's house, and he has an extensive record collection, so I have been listening to some of them, and that's one of them. Banger alert, thanks for that. It's nice. I do want to write some more bangers, some more groovy bangers, I think. Any rock bands I'd love to collaborate with? Tool, Porcupine Tree, but they've stopped. Radiohead. Big Special, another Brummy band. Joe's going to be supporting from Big Special. He's going to be opening for me at the Town Hall gig in April. Oh, I've only got, I can't do the maths, 40 seconds. So I'm going to have to go. Thank you for coming and answering loads of questions. If you haven't heard Hurricane yet, it is streaming now. Haven't pre-ordered the album yet, you can pre-order it now. Thanks so much for coming. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to sharing the video. Fun fact, both my parents are in the video, and my manager, and some of my friends. And there's 4 Birmingham bands represented by people on there. Anyway, I really have got to go. Right, happy Friday. Come watch the video with me now.